Good afternoon, YouTube. I'm going to give you a video here, a little bit different than what I've done with my boots and chainsaws. I'm going to do some barbecuing. For the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, I've been really getting big into the smoking, barbecuing, grilling. And I started out with Vision Grills, which is basically the Big Green Egg, the Kamado style ceramic cooker. And I've kind of dialed that in. I can do some really good brisket, pulled pork, and chicken. I've tried ribs. I'm not a big rib guy. I guess you either love ribs or you hate ribs. I I guess I could say I hate ribs. Maybe they intimidate me. Maybe I think that you get a lot of bone for what you're paying for. I might as well do a pork shoulder, a pork roast, and get a good pulled pork. But today we are doing some pretty good Easter dinner. It's going to be your prime rib, your rib roast. It's not prime, it's a choice. So come on, I'll show you how we're starting this out. Today we are using the Weber. I've kind of shied away from these. I picked this one up for, I don't know, 10, 20 bucks, 15 bucks it was used. These sell for, I think, $75 on sale, $100, $150. And I'm doing my lump charcoal. That's just kind of a stick, just to kind of stabilize stuff. But we start everything here in just your classic little chimney starter. I usually ball up some tissue paper, some paper towels, soak it down with some oil, Pam spray, and let that cook down for about 10-15 minutes. Get everything going. Then inside of here, I'm going to kind of do an offset. So this is just kind of helped me keep all my stuff over. It's a piece of live oak. And I'm going to pour all my hot coals right on top of there, let them cook for a little bit. It's going to give me more than enough heat for this hour and a half cook that I'm going to do. And I'm going to set all my roast and everything on this side. Some people do a water pan. I've done this a couple times. I don't really use a water pan that much. I've kind of shied away from it. I don't like the way that it steams or kind of parboils, I guess you can call it. But a little piece that I've been experimenting with is this called the Tip Top Temp. It's pretty straightforward. It just goes on top. You leave the top vent open. It has a little, what is that, a silicone ring that you can kind of adjust, and it kind of just sits down on top of there. It doesn't make a perfect seal, but they have a little dial that you can go, you take your outside temperature. They give you a little an algorithm, a little spreadsheet. So you take your outside temperature plus the temperature that you want, and you can kind of dial it in. So I'm about a 2 or a 3. And then if you notice here, it has right there, it's just a little thermostat, just like anything in your home air conditioner thermostat on your vehicle. As it heats up, it actually closes that dampener, and when it closes too hot, then of course it restricts the oxygen going in and the carbon monoxide coming out, and it cools the fire down. Then when it needs more heat, it'll open it up when it cools down too much. So that's where we're at right now. Once we get everything on there ready to go, I'll show you my midway and final process. Most of it's on fire there. Next step is, without getting hot coals on my toes, probably more than is needed, but I always like to go big or go home, right? This little piece right here is some pecan. Some pecan the other day for a really cheap price. A whole truckload, pickup truckload, for 50 bucks. So probably gonna be too high. I'll have to push that down with some gloves. That gives you the idea. It's a little 2-zone more or less. Right here you have the meat. There you have the heat. So there we have the setup. That side might get a little crispy, but that flame is going to die down as we put this on. We have the temperature that's not dialed in yet, but that's just showing us the actual temperature. Top is the meat, bottom is the grill. There's the grill probe. And we'll put on the lid. As we put on the lid, automatically the smoke just starts billowing up. If you'll notice, this will start moving as it kind of senses the heat. As it gets hotter and hotter, it'll close down. It'll probably almost close all the way. And there's our temperature there, telling us that it's spiking way up. It's okay, we only have about an hour and a half to cook all this, so I think if it gets too hot, I'll be fine with that. So even if it spikes up around 400, we can always pull it off early. So there, it shut all the way, because of course it's reading super hot, but that is okay. It'll be cooking for us and getting the job done with a little bit of smoke on it. So we have an internal temp of about 130, and that one is about 125. And that the beef ribs were actually cut off, like when they were all in the same package, but Safeway, I believe it was, cut them. Maybe they cut them and added them to it, but it's fine. We have some beef ribs. So as you can tell in here, my piece of pecan didn't even burn all the way through. My oak acted as a nice little barrier. So why spend a big old 70, 80, 100 bucks on a nice metal barrier when you just use a log, a piece of wood? So what I'm going to do is heat the coals back up again, do a little reverse sear action, sear it on each end, and then plate it, rest it, and get ready to slice and serve. I have my big helper Lincoln here, having with some heavy meat. Don't drop it, keep it still. I'm gonna do some reverse sear action on the ends. Okay, careful with that one. There you go. Don't want to drop any meat. And the ribs. You want some ribs, Lincoln?
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll go here first. So, I moved the logs off on that side, so we just have coals on this side. And we're reverse searing the meat. Let's get a good char on the outside. The prime rib has a lot of meat or a lot of fat to it, so it will flare up, so you just have to be careful with that. Thanks, Lincoln.
Yep.
Oh boy, here we go. Oh, I need someone holding the board. Here we go, hold the board. Right? Oh, no, holding it very well. I think that might help.
Just get a knife here and then. Oh, these are fine. Okay. All right, then here. If your teeth are fine. Thank you.
Should have brought my own knife.
Okay.
Yeah, got the Cutco.
Mom's super dull knife.
Got the Walmart Cutco here.
We're almost ready.
Awesome. There you have it, more or less. Kind of a medium rare.
Hi. We're almost ready. Thank you so much.
Well, there you have it. A quick prime rib roast on the Weber grill. Want to get up there? You want to get up there on the truck? Okay, careful. There's a bunch of grease up there. Here, come here. Hold my hand. Hold my hand. Come here. Say hi. So there you have it. The rib roast, prime rib, however you want to call it. It came out good. Sorry I didn't get like the final plating, and the knife wasn't that good at cutting. But it was yummy. Was that meat yummy? Mm-hmm. So have a wonderful afternoon. Happy Easter. It was what? Jumpies? They're fighting over a dog behind me. One likes to hold the dog leash, the other one does too. There you go. That's what happens when you have kids. They fight. So, have a wonderful afternoon, wonderful evening. Happy Easter. Adios. Ooh, how does it look? How is it?
No.
Is it yummy? Try it, Paige. That dog is going to lick his face. Oh, good. Clean him up. Go get your bath outside.